chapter, how do organisms reproduce? Okay, this is something that is very, very basic. Okay, reproduction is something that you are well aware of. Understood? But what we are going to do, as your exams are coming, what we will do a one short revision of this particular chapter, where we are going to understand some of the basics and important aspects of this particular chapter for your upcoming board examination. Okay, so let's start. Okay. I hope all of you can see the screen. Please, if you all can see the screen, raise your hand. You can give an expression, reaction. Okay, Rizwan, very good. Thank you, Archa. It would be very, really good and appreciable if you all respond. Vedika, thank you. Shahid, turn on your camera if possible, dear. Yumna, Elbin, Rahmoon. Okay, fine. So let's start this journey, okay, where we are going to understand that how do organisms reproduce. Okay, but before coming to the chapter, I want to check how much do you guys already know. Okay, so I'll ask some of the questions. I will launch a poll on your screen. You will get some options ABCD and you have to answer me. Okay, clear? So let's begin with that. Okay, so here you have the very first question on your screen. A feature of reproduction that is common to amoeba, Spirogyra, and yeast is that. You have four options over here on your screen. No need to tell me. I will open a poll and there you need to answer. Okay. Can you see a poll on your screen, all of you? Yes, please sir. Start answering. Okay, I've got 4 answers, 7, 8. Keep on answering, everyone. I want answers from all of you. I got 9 answers. 9 of you are still pending. Please answer. 10, very good. Okay, guys, please, all of you, try to answer. Okay, fine. There are some people who have not answered. 12 people. Yes, the remaining ones, please answer, guys. Okay, 13. Can I get more? 5 of you are still pending. Please answer. Okay, 14. Okay, fine. So let's stop here for a while and see what are the results of our poll. I can see that 73% of you have answered A, 13% of you have answered B, and 13% of you have answered D. Okay, clear now. So with this, we came to know actually that yes, okay, in Spirogyra and yeast and amoeba, in all of them, the common thing is they all reproduce asexually. They all have asexual kind of reproduction. Okay, and this is something that is common among them. I hope you all can see the results as well. Okay, now, so what the correct answer here is, we got the correct answer. The correct answer here is that they all of them reproduce asexually, right? So A is our correct answer. Now let's move to next question. Okay, again, the poll will be launched and you all have to answer as fast as possible, guys. Okay, in Spirogyra, asexual reproduction takes place by, again, you have 4 options. What you have to do, you have to answer. Okay, out of all those 4 options, you have to answer. Okay, so first option is breaking up of filaments into smaller pieces, division of a cell into 2 cells, division of a cell into many cells, and formation of young cells from older cells. I have got 2 answers as of now. Yes, 5 answers, 6. Keep on answering, everyone, fast. Nice. Okay. Cool. 13, 14, 15, very good. 16, 17, 85% of you have answered. 18 answers, nice, very good. Okay, Cool. So I'll end the poll over here. Okay. Now, if I share the results with you, what you can see that there is a mix of response in ABC, right? 33% have answered A, 39% answered B, and 22% answered C, while there are some one individual who answered D as well. Okay. Now, if you go to the answer, what actually the answer is, the correct answer is A. Okay, in Spirogyra, what happens is, if you look at Spirogyra, in Spirogyra made up of many cells. These are multicellular structures. So these fragments, they break into pieces, okay, and each piece divides into and multiplies to form a new individual. Okay, clear? So Spirogyra does fragmentation. This type of reproduction is found in Spirogyra. Is that clear to all? Please say yes or no, that is clear. Yes, Muhammad, Ahmad, Zia, Ishal, Zara, is that clear to all? Okay, nice, thank you. Now, let's move to next question. Testes in male body, they are located outside the abdominal cavity in scrotum. What is the reason for that? Again, you have the four options. Please answer. Okay, I got 3, 4, 7 answers. 8, nice. Your speed is increasing now. Very good. Well done. Nice. Again, 12 answers I've got. Please keep on answering, everyone. Okay, 13 answers, 14. Very good. 15 answers I've got. Okay, 16. Yes. Aisha, Yumna, Samiunullah, Muhammad Shahid, Vedika, Shafna. Please answer, all of you. Okay, fine. Okay, now if you can see the results, what you can say is most of you, almost 70% of you have answered option B. Okay, while some of you have answered, 20% have answered A, some of you have answered C, but none of you have answered option D. Okay, so now let's look at and find out what is the correct answer. Yes, the correct answer over here is option B. Sperm formation or spermatogenesis, it requires 1 or 2 degree lesser temperature than the normal body temperature. That is why they are located outside the body where temperature can be regulated. Okay, nice, great. Now let's move to the last question of this testing part. Okay, and after that we will come on to the chapter itself. So which of the following is the correct sequence of events of sexual reproduction in plant? Okay, so you need to answer. Please, again, all of you, try to answer. Okay, nice. I got only 5 answers as of now. 11, very good. 12. Fast, guys. Okay. 4 or 5 individuals are left. Please answer, all of you. I've got 18 answers, 19. Nice. Okay. So here are the results with you. Okay. 16% answered A, 21% answered B, and 63% of you answered D. Okay. Now, if you look at the answer, what actually the right answer is? Yes, C. Okay. So most of you are incorrect. That is how sexual reproduction in a flower takes place. These are the sequence of events. Pollination takes place, which is followed by fertilization, then embryo formation, and then seedling development. Okay, so that's it for your testing part. Now we'll come on to the chapter. Okay, so what do we mean? What do we mean by this term reproduction? What is reproduction? Okay, I hope all of you know. Okay, clear, but it becomes very difficult when it comes to actually define what reproduction actually means, right? Okay, so if you see around yourself that every living organism, what they do is they keep on producing new organisms, new individuals. Okay, so reproduction is a biological process in which new organisms are produced from existing organisms. Here in this image you can see that there are some small birds, cute little birds, which are being fed by their mother or father, right? Understood? Clear? So this is the process of reproduction where a bird gave birth to more birds. Okay, and these birds, when they will grow up, they will give birth to more and more young ones. Okay, so this process will continue till the time there are birds on this planet Earth. Okay, clear? We are able to see a lot of plants and animals around ourselves. That is possible only because of reproduction. Okay, otherwise, if organisms or animals or any other organism, if they are not going to reproduce, we cannot actually see them because there won't be any existence. Let's say, for example, there are 7.7 billion of human beings on Earth. Okay, clear? There are 7.7, actually there were 7.8 billion human population. Okay, but if all of us, we decide that we are not going to reproduce, what is going to happen in upcoming some years? What is going to happen? Human race will extinct. Okay, so the survival of any species, the existence of any species depends on the process of reproduction. Is that clear to you, all of you? If it is clear, give a thumbs up so we can proceed. All of you? Yes. Okay, thank you, Maria. Thank you, Archa, Aisha. Very good, thank you. Now, coming to the types of reproduction, there are majorly two types of reproduction which can be categorized as asexual and sexual reproduction. Okay, what do we mean by asexual reproduction? If any one of you would like to answer, Rizwan, would you like to answer?
Parents.
Yes, yes, dear.
The involvement of two parents.
In which type of reproduction?
Sexual reproduction.
Sexual reproduction. Very good. Well done. Great. So in asexual reproduction, there is only a need of single parent, while in sexual reproduction, we do need two parents. Okay, but later we will talk about there are some cases where we are going to use only one parent as well. Okay, fine. So let's first start with asexual reproduction. Okay, so there are few things that you need to remember always for asexual reproduction, that asexual reproduction is the mode of reproduction where only a single parent is required. It is a very simple process, majorly dependent on cell division. It consumes very less time and very less energy. Okay, and because of its simplicity and just simple cell division, what happens is it doesn't bring a lot of variations. Okay, so for the same reason, parents are actually giving birth to identical daughters. Identical daughter means identical offsprings. Understood? So in the case of asexual reproduction, offsprings are identical to their parents as well as to each other also. Any doubt in this part? Anyone? Madiha, Vedika, Shafna, please all of you answer. Any doubt, anyone? Hiba, Yumna? Nice. Very good. Okay. Now let's look at the different types of asexual reproduction. Here we have the very first and very simplest form of asexual reproduction, that is fission. In fission, what happens is a single parent, okay, what they are going to do, they are going to divide into two or more daughter cell. Okay, so in this mode of reproduction, parent cell divides to form new daughter cell. Remember, fission is only possible in unicellular organism. Okay, it is only possible in unicellular organisms. Okay, clear? This is not found in multicellular organisms. Okay, so here also you can see that a cell divided into two new daughter cells. These are the two new daughter cells that are formed, and these two daughter cells will be genetically identical to each other. Now, fission can be of two types, binary and multiple. In binary fission, what happens? Anyone, any idea what is binary fission?
The nucleus divides.
Nucleus divides. And in multiple fission, then see
One
here.
cell divides into multiple.
Once a time and multiple times.
Right, very good. Bi means two. Okay, so in binary fission, one parent cell divides to form two daughter cells. Okay, it divides to form two daughter cells. Whereas in multiple fission, what happens? One parent cell divides to form more than two daughter cells or multiple daughter cells. Is that clear? Okay, and this is very commonly found in Plasmodium, where one parent cell is going to divide and form multiple daughter cells. Okay, clear? Understood? Anyone? Any doubt? Please do not hesitate to ask your doubts at any point of time. I will be very happy. I will acknowledge that this fact. If you have any doubt, do ask me. Okay. Now, let's move to next kind of asexual reproduction, that is fragmentation. Now, in fragmentation, let's say in the very beginning, we discussed a question related to Spirogyra. On this screen here as well, you can see a Spirogyra. In Spirogyra, what happens is the body of Spirogyra is going to break into certain fragments upon maturation. Upon maturation means this is a like process, okay, that has to take place. Okay, whenever Spirogyra will be mature or it will be ready to reproduce, they will break into fragment, and each fragment will give rise to a new individual Spirogyra, and this is what we call fragmentation. So upon maturation, parent body breaks into two or more fragments, and each fragment develops into a new organism. Sponges, sea anemone, starfish, Spirogyra, these are all the examples of fragmentation. Okay, got it, everyone? Any doubt? Archa, Dheeraj, Basit,
No, sir.
Ramoon, Ahmad, Rizwan, any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now let's move to regeneration. See, regeneration means there are certain organisms who have the ability to grow their body parts. Okay. So if we look at this animation, here we have a planaria. What we have done, we have cut the planaria into three parts. Now all these parts will develop as an individual planaria. Okay. So this ability is found in some very lower organisms, yet multicellular organisms. So multicellular organisms, some multicellular organisms have ability to develop new organisms from body parts. Okay. So if the individual is somehow cut or broken into many pieces, many of these pieces grow into a separate individual. Important examples, Hydra and Planaria. Planaria is also known as flatworm. Okay. So remember the examples and the process. Now, next question. Okay, now we are going to stop this for a while. Okay. See, again, we have another animation. Okay, in this, what we have a Hydra. Again, Hydra is a multicellular organism, yet it is a simple organism. Now, on the body of Hydra, what you can find there is an outgrowth that is formed. Okay, what is this outgrowth called? Who will answer?
Bud.
It is called bud. Very good. Okay, this outgrowth is known as bud. So this bud will keep on, it will keep on growing, right? Okay, this bud will keep on growing. Okay. And then what is going to happen? It will keep on growing, it will enlarge, and then finally what will happen after a period of time, it will detach from the main parent body and it will develop as a new individual. Okay, and this is what we called budding. Okay, now remember, budding is found in both unicellular as well as multicellular organisms. Okay, what is the example for a unicellular organism to perform budding? Rida, can you answer? Archa, would you like to answer? Yeast. Very good. Well done. Okay. For unicellular organism, yeast can perform budding. Okay. So formation of new individual from a small outgrowth called bud. This process is known as budding. And multicellular, which organism perform this? Hydra. Okay. Nice. Very good. Now, Next, spore formation. Now, spores are basically, these are microscopic unicellular reproductive structures that germinate to produce new individuals after detaching from the parent body. Okay, clear? This is generally found in fungus. Okay, you might have seen your bread mold, right? So if you look at bread mold in a large view, what you can find, there are certain structures, okay, within which spores are formed. What we call these structures are known as sporangium. What are they known as? They are known as sporangium. Okay, clear? So within these structures, what we are going to find? We are going to find very small cellular structures which are thickly covered. Thickly covered means they have a very tough protecting covering outside, and these are known as spores. Okay, now these spores will disperse into different parts. Okay, and whenever they will find favorable conditions means optimum temperature, optimum moisture, they are going to germinate and they will form a new fungus over there. So that's how spore formation takes place. Now, then vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation is something that is related only to plants. Okay, vegetative propagation is found in plants. What happens is in vegetative propagation, there is development of a new plant from vegetative parts of the plant like stem, root, or leaves. Okay, in this we are not including flower. Why? Because flower is the part for sexual reproduction. Flower is an organ of sexual reproduction, and here we are talking about asexual reproduction. Okay, clear? So from other than flower, if the plant is reproducing from any of the part like stem, root, or leaf, such kind of propagation is known as vegetative propagation. Now it can be classified into two types. Natural means the plant has its own ability to grow by root, stem, or leaves, or we are inducing the growth by different means. Okay, so naturally there are some plants which can make more plants by roots. Example, dahlia, sweet potato. There are some plants who can grow by stems, like example, in rhizome means using rhizome, banana plants grow, ginger plant grow. In onion and garlic, you will find bulb. Bulb basically the leaves that you see. Okay, in onion, that's the part that we cut. Okay, that are actually modified leaves. Okay, clear? Sorry, modified stem. Then we have tuber. Tuber basically is found in your potato and artichoke. Then there are some plants which are runner. They also grow with the help of a stem. Examples are oxalis, cynodon. Then there are some plants which grow by corm. Okay, and these examples are not very important. Now let's coming to reproduction by leaves. Okay, bryophyllum, very important. You can expect a question on bryophyllum this upcoming year. Okay, then artificial propagation. There are different ways of artificial propagation that human beings have started doing it. Okay, there are certain plants which cannot actually survive if we are not growing them. Okay, clear? Among them, rose is one such plant. Sugarcane is also one such plant. Rose plant, they cannot actually grow, means they cannot survive without human help. Why? Because rose plants have lost their ability to form seeds. They cannot perform sexual reproduction. So how they are surviving? They are surviving because of human beings. Similarly, sugarcane cannot do reproduction on their own. Okay, so there are certain plants and crops which are still living because of human beings. Okay, so in rose and sugar plants, which type of propagation is done? Cutting. Okay, then in jasmine and hibiscus, layering is done, and grafting is performed in mango, apple, and rubber plants. All these examples are really important. Okay, clear? Understood? Very well. Anyone, any doubt? Abdullah, Zahra, Rizwan, Ahmad,
No, sir.
Mohammad Basit, any doubt? Okay, nice. Now let's start with sexual reproduction. Okay, as you said, Rizwan, that in sexual reproduction there is involvement of two different plants. Okay, so two different individuals. So sexual reproduction has its own complexities. Okay, so now we are going to understand this type of reproduction, but in two different organisms we have to study. First, we will talk about how reproduction is done in plants, and then we will talk about in human beings. Okay, so let's start. Let's understand first the basics of sexual reproduction. So in sexual reproduction, the production of new living organism is by combining genetic information from two individuals of different types. Different types here means different sexes. Okay, clear? See, in the case of animals, we can actually clearly see male and female, right? Okay. In higher organism, we can say male and female, but in lower organism, there are not like male and female. In plants, it's not like male and female. Okay, but they are of two different types. There should be two different sexes or strains. Okay, clear? And in very normal case, we call them as male or female. Okay, it is a complex process which consumes a lot of time and energy. Okay, but the advantage of sexual reproduction is very important. Why sexual reproduction is preferred over asexual reproduction is sexual reproduction contributes to variations. Okay, and variations are very important for evolution. Okay, evolution, I hope you all are well aware of, right? What do we mean by evolution? Anyone would like to answer? Yes, Aisha Muhammad, 10th L. Would you like to answer what is evolution? Okay, Rizwan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, what is evolution?
Sir, the ability of species to adapt to surrounding climates.
Okay, so that is adaptability. Okay, that is adaptability. Okay, who is raising hand? Ahmad? Yes.
Changing of characteristics in a organism with respect to time.
Yes, right. Very good. Well done. Okay, so evolution basically there is a gradual change in the characteristics. Okay, and that may lead to formation of a new species as well. Yes, Dheeraj?
Sir, isn't that the transmission of traits from parent to offspring?
That is heredity,
Okay.
right? Okay, now in most of higher organisms, one sex, that is male, they produces a small motile gamete which travel to fuse with a larger stationary gamete produced by the other. Okay, other means the female. So there are gametes, there are some special cells which are called gametes. They are produced by male and female. In general, male produce motile gametes while female produce non-motile. Non-motile means that cannot move. Okay, clear? But this is a general idea, not applicable for every living organism. Okay, then what is going to happen? The gametes that are formed by male and female, they are going to fuse together, and the fusion of this male and female gamete forms zygote. Okay, and this process is known as fertilization. Is that clear? So these are some of the basic things that you need to know about sexual reproduction. Okay, so gamete formation is one thing, that gametes are involved in sexual reproduction. Then these gametes are formed in different bodies, right? Male and female are different separate individuals over here. So gamete transfer is the second thing that is to be done, and then the fusion of gametes, that is fertilization. Okay, and after that a new story begins for the development of the zygote into embryo or individual. So what actually gametes are? Gametes are some special type of cells, as they have half the number of chromosome to parent cell. Let's say we have a human individual. Okay, clear? So if we look at the cell of a human being, in a human being, what you will find that there are 46 chromosomes. Okay, how many chromosomes? 46 chromosomes. Okay, in human being. The same human being, when they are going to form gamete cell, when they are going to form a gamete cell, in a gamete, how many chromosomes you will find? Half of the parent cell. Means how many chromosomes?
23.
23. Very good. Well done. Great. Okay. A round of Like applause for all of you who answered. Very well done. Okay. Next, sexual reproduction we are dealing with. Now understand that what we have talked about here. Now we'll understand this in flowering plants. What do we mean by flowering plants? There are any other plants also other than flowering
Yes.
plants?
Yes.
Yes. What are they? Yes.
Gymnosperm.
Gymnosperms. Very good. Well done. Okay. Yes. So there are 5 different groups of plant: Thallophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Gymnosperm, and Angiosperm. Okay, clear? So when I say flowering plant, we are just talking about one of the group of plant that is known as angiosperms. Okay, clear? Flowering plants are what? Which plants? Angiosperms. Angiosperms are the only group of plants that have the ability to produce flowers, and flowers are the sexual reproducing organ. Okay, or these are the organs of sexual reproduction. Understood? Any doubt, guys? Here now what we have to do, we have to understand the structure of a flower. Okay, I hope all of you like well aware of the structure of a flower, right? Can you please tell me what are the parts that we find in a flower? Who will answer? Yes, anyone? Vedika, would you like to answer?
Yes.
Yes.
Petals, sepals, anther, filament, stamen,
Right.
pistil.
Very good. Well done. Okay. Still, so we have this flower in front of us. What we can do is, if we can separate all these parts. Okay. Let's say if we separate this part. This is your, tell me which part is this, which we have separated. This is petal. Okay. If we separate this part, which part is this?
Still.
Pistil or carpel, right? Which part is this?
Well,
Stamen.
Right. Very good. And which part is this?
stamen.
Stamen, right? Very good. Okay, clear. So here we can see that we have got 4 different parts: some petals, pistil, sepal, and stamen. Okay, but are all 4 of these structures are required for sexual reproduction? Tell me,
No.
guys. No. Then which organs are required for sexual reproduction?
Pistil and stamen.
Pistil and stamen. Very good. Well done. Okay. So these 2 organs are your organ of sexual reproduction. So these are basically the reproducing or reproductive parts of the plant. Okay. Whereas these 2 parts are basically the accessory parts of the flower. These are accessory parts of the flower. Okay. Means they do not help in the process of direct means they do not do direct reproduction, but they help in the process of reproduction. Understood? Any doubt? Anyone?
No doubt, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, nice. So one by one we will see about each and every part. Okay, so the first what we have sepal. Okay, so sepal is the green leaf-like structure which forms the outermost layer of a flower and collectively called calyx. Now what is calyx? Okay, see, if you look at the flower, that sepal is entirely surrounding the flower. Yes or no? They are surrounding the flower, right? So all these sepals are together, they form a ring, okay? And that is known as calyx, okay? Clear? So all the sepals are collectively known as calyx, okay? What is their role? It protects the flower in their early stage, in their early life, means during the bud stage, it is being protected by the sepal, okay? Then comes the petals, the bright colored parts of the flower, they are known as petals, okay? So it is a part of flower that are found inner to sepal, okay? Inside the sepal, what we are going to find? We are going to find petals, and they are collectively called corolla. Again, just like calyx, what you will find that there are many petals which are arranged into the flower, okay? So all these petals are together called as corolla. Okay, got it, everyone? Any doubt? Okay, now what is the role of petals? Generally, in most of the flowering plant, the role of petal is to attract the pollinators. The role of petals is to attract the pollinators. Now, what are pollinators? We will discuss in the later part of this chapter. So, insect pollinated flowers which are brightly colored or often scented. Scented means they have some specific fragrance. Okay, and you all very well know this. So, we all are well fascinated towards flowers and all. We like to see them, we like to smell them, right? So the role of petals is to attract others. Understood? Now let's come to the reproductive parts of the flower. We have a stamen. Stamen is the, remember the term stamen has men, okay, right? So men means male. Stamen is the male reproductive part of the flower, okay? So it is the male reproductive organ of a plant. It consists of an anther. This upper part of the stamen is known as anther, okay? And then it has a stalk-like structure which is called filament. Okay, these are the two parts of your anther. Okay, mostly they are yellowish in color and they are sticky in nature. Not all the pollens are sticky, but most of the plants, they have a sticky pollen grain. Now, if you look at the structure of anther, inside the anther, you can find there are certain structures which are known as pollen sac. Okay, within these pollen sacs, there is formation or production of pollen grains. Okay, and pollen grains contain the male gamete. They contain the male gamete. Okay, clear? So it is the part of male organ of the flower that produces and contains pollen. Okay, anther has pollen and pollen contains male gamete. Understood? Everyone, any doubt? Anyone, if anyone has any doubt, please do ask me. Yes, Mohammad, Rizwan, Aisha, Ishal, Zehra, Rahmoon, Tahnian, Abdullah, any doubt? Anyone? Shahid? Nice. Okay. Now let's move to the female reproductive part of the flower. That is called carpel, or it is also known as pistil. Okay. It is the female reproductive organ of flowering plant present in the center of the flower. Okay. What are the parts it has? It has three parts. On the topmost part, it has a stigma, okay, which is the receptive organ, okay, which is going to receive the pollen. Then the next part that connects the stigma to the last part, ovary, is the style. Okay, clear? See, so it has three parts. It consists of ovary containing one or more ovules and stigma, a receptive surface for pollen grains. Okay, stigma is present at the apex. Apex means, what do we mean by apex? Apex means top.
The top.
Okay, right, very good. Okay, so apex is present, sorry, stigma is present at the apex of the stalk and the style. It is made up of, again, means we are talking about your carpel only, that it has three parts: ovary, style, and stigma. Now we'll talk about ovary, the most important part of this carpel. Ovary is the swollen bottom part of the carpel in a flower. It contains ovules and each ovule has an egg cell. What is egg cell over here? Egg cell is the female gamete. Okay, clear? And these female gametes are produced within the ovules. Okay, a single ovary can have one ovule or more than one ovules. Okay, and in each ovule there will be one female gamete or one egg cell. Is that clear to all? Okay. So see, ovules are grain-like structure growing inside the ovary, contain female gamete or egg. These structures, ovule, after the fusion of male and female gamete, they become seeds. Okay. While ovary becomes, what does ovary form? Anyone? After fertilization, what happens with ovary? Rizwan?
Zygote.
Fruit, right? Very good. Okay, ovule develops into seed and ovary develops into fruit. Very good. Okay, then we have style in the middle, elongated part of a carpel. The stigma, it is the terminal part of carpel which may be sticky, and this part is known as stigma. Okay, got it? Anyone, any doubt? Okay, Now, let's understand pollination. See, what I told you when I was discussing sexual reproduction, that in sexual reproduction, there is a phenomena of gamete transfer. Okay. See, there is one parent, let's say this is a male and this is a female. Gametes are produced in two different bodies, right? But for sexual reproduction to take place, the gamete has to come close to each other. Okay. Then only fertilization can take place. So sexual reproduction has one phenomena of gamete transfer. So that gamete transfer in plants is known as pollination. Okay. So pollination is the transfer of pollen grains from anther of a flower to the stigma of a flower. Okay. Now pollination can be of two types, self-pollination or cross-pollination. Now in self-pollination, what happens is, let's say what we have a flower. Okay, let's say this is a bisexual flower. What do we mean by bisexual flower? What is a bisexual flower, guys?
Both the male and female.
Flowers with both anther and stem.
Right,
Sorry,
very good. Okay, yes. The flowers which are both male and female reproductive organs, they are known as bisexual flower. Okay, so in such flowers, what can happen? Pollen can directly transfer from anther to the stigma of the same flower, right? Such type of pollination is known as, what it is known as? It is known as self-pollination. Okay, clear? But if this transfer is taking place between two different flowers, okay, if it is happening between two different flowers, then such type of pollination is known as cross pollination. Okay, if the pollen is delivered from this plant to, sorry, this flower to this flower, then it is known as cross pollination. Is that clear to all? Okay, so self pollination is the pollination that is happening within the flower itself. Okay, so transfer of pollen occurs in the same flower. It is referred to as self pollination, while cross pollination is the transfer from one flower to another flower. It is known as cross pollination. Now see, in cross pollination also there are two possibilities. What are those two possibilities? We have a plant, let's say we have a plant. Okay, we have another plant. Both of these plants had flowers, right? Okay, now cross pollination, what we discussed just now, it is the transfer between two flowers, right? So either it can take place between two flowers of the same plant or between two flowers of two different plant, right? Understood? Yes, guys, anyone, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so do you see over here that here how many parents are required? Tell me, how many parents are required in this first case? Two. Are you sure?
One.
There was one plant.
Self-pollination.
Self-pollination
No, no.
occurs only
No,
one.
No. Not only just self-pollination. In this case also, when the pollen is transferred from this flower to this flower, how many individuals are required here? How many parents means how many plants are required here?
One.
One only, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay. So there are certain cases in sexual reproduction also where only one parent is involved, where only one individual is involved. Understood? Clear? Okay. But in general, in a broader perspective, sexual reproduction, we say that it has involvement of two parents. Okay. Clear? Now, when we are talking about this type of pollination, means when the transfer is taking place two different flower or two different plants, okay, what we need some kind of pollinating agents. Okay, so the transfer of pollen from one flower to another is achieved by some agents, pollinating agents like wind, water, or animals. Okay, so these pollinating agents can be of two types, biotic and abiotic. Biotic means living organism, abiotic means non-living structures like things, okay, like wind, air, water, right? Understood? So pollinating agents could be biotic as well as abiotic. So you can see in this animation that we have a flower, and this flower is being pollinated by a insect, by honeybee, right? Is that clear to all? Yes, everyone, please answer yes or
Yes,
no
sir.
so that
Yes,
we
sir.
can produce. Okay, nice, great. Okay, now the question here is what happens after that? Okay, a pollen came from somewhere and it landed on the stigma of the flower. What is going to happen after that? Who will answer? Abdul, Goodwin, Muhammad Taha, Zia, there are a lot of people. Can you please answer anyone?
It develops a tube and it style and it goes into the ovary where it encounters the egg and fertilizes, hence forming a zygote.
Nice, very good, great. Okay, Vedika, very well done. Okay, all of you, please a round of applause for her. Okay, now see, what happens is whenever a pollen lands on the stigma, okay, clear, the first thing that takes place is actually what is going to happen? Compatibility checking. What is going to happen? Compatibility checking. Now, what is this compatibility checking? Okay, let's say if I am a biology teacher, right? I am a biology teacher. I am teaching biology, right? Right? Or anything else. So I am a biology teacher. If anyone is coming on my apartment, let's say, and he has lot of history books, okay, what can I do with that history books? Are they any help to me if I'm not at all interested in history books? Tell me,
No.
guys. No, right? So what I am going to do, I'll ask the person to please go. I don't need those books, right? Yes. Okay. So the same thing happens here also. Compatibility checking means, see, all this is happening in air, right? Okay. Some pollen grains are coming from air or water or insect or any other animal, and they do not actually know where they are going. Okay. So this is stigma and pollen, they may not belong to same species, right? Okay, they can be of different species. In that case, what will happen? Do you think the fertilization will take place? No, right?
No.
Okay, so first compatibility checking take place whether both these pollen and stigma, whether they belong to same species or not. If they belong to same species, if it is checked, then after this process takes place. Which process? The process where when the pollen is going to come and land on the stigma, it will lead to the formation of a tube-like structure which is known as pollen tube. Okay, you can see the growth of this pollen tube, right? Within this pollen tube, can you find those three dots? What are they? Those are two cells and one is a nucleus. Okay, clear? One is a nucleus and one is and the other two are male gametes. Now these two male gametes, when they enter, one of the male gamete will do fusion, means fertilization, and it will form a zygote. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then that zygote will form the embryo. That embryo will form seed, and the seed will be a future plant. All of you got it? Yes.
Sir, fruits contain many seeds, right? So does that mean
Yes.
like so many
Plants can grow from a fruit. Yes.
zygotes are formed?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, yes. There are many zygotes within a fruit. Okay, there are some fruits with one zygote only. Let's say, for example, mango. Have you seen a mango seed, right? Mango has just one single seed, right? Okay, clear? So that has only one embryo, one zygote. Understood? But there are many plants, many fruits which have multiple seeds, like guava, apple, peach, right? Pear. These are many like fruits which have many multiple seeds. Understood? Now, Double fertilization. It is one of the most important phenomena that takes place in plant, that is double fertilization. See here what is happening. If you look at the animation as well, pollen tube development took place. Pollen tube had two male gametes. It had how many male gametes? Two male gametes it has. Okay. So one male gamete is going to fuse with the female egg. It is going to fuse with female egg and then it will form zygote. Okay, clear? But what about the other male gamete? The other male gamete, it fuses with another structure which is called polar nuclei. It is called polar nuclei. Okay, so the other male gamete fuses with polar nuclei and it forms endosperm. It forms endosperm. Okay, so there are two types of fertilization that is taking place within the ovule. Is that clear to you? This is one type of fertilization, one fusion, and this is another fusion. This fertilization is known as syngamy. Okay, this is known as syngamy. Syngamy, or in simple terms, it is known as fertilization, where a male gamete is fusing with a female gamete to form a zygote. Okay, and this zygote will be the future embryo, while the other male gamete is fusing with the polar nuclei to form endosperm. Okay, and this fusion is known as triple fusion. It is known as triple fusion. Now, why it is called as triple fusion? Because the gamete itself has a nucleus, a haploid structure gamete is, okay, but polar nuclei is a diploid structure. It has two nucleus. So one nucleus from male gamete, two nucleus from polar nuclei, it forms a triploid structure which is called endosperm, while in the case of male and female gamete you will get a diploid zygote. Understood? These are the two types of fertilization that takes place. Okay, and that is why it is known as double fertilization. If anyone has any doubt, please ask. Yes, guys, any doubt? Anyone? No doubts? Shall we move?
Yes, sir, it can.
Everyone, give me a thumbs up if anyone is okay with it. No one has any doubt.
No doubt,
So
sir.
that, nice, very good. Okay, now what after that? What is going to happen after the fertilization? Okay, so male and female gamete, what they did, they fused together. Those two haploid structure, they fused together to form a zygote. Okay, so this zygote is actually formed within the ovule. After that, what will happen? This zygote will undergo multiple cell division. It will undergo multiple cell division. Okay, this will undergo multiple times. Cell division will take place, and after going multiple cell division, what it will actually form? It will actually form the embryo. Okay, clear? So after fertilization, zygote divides several times to form an embryo within the ovule. Okay, now, so as I said that this is actually done within the ovule, right? So what happens with the ovule then? Then ovule forms the seed. Ovule, what it forms? It forms the seed. So remember the changes after fertilization. Okay, zygote develops as embryo. This is one change after fertilization. Ovule develops into seed. Okay, and where do we find ovule? Within the ovary. So that ovary develops into fruit. How do we remember this thing, that which part develops into which part? Between ovary and ovule, which part is in the inner part of the plant? Which is outside, which is inside?
Ovulation
guys.
is inner.
Ovule outside.
Ovule is inside? No, ovule is inside, dear Ramon, right? And ovary is outside. Okay, and in fruit and seed, which is inside? Seed or fruit?
Seed.
It is
Seed.
inside.
Very good. Okay, so seed inside, ovule inside. Got it? So ovule develops as seed, which is outside, ovary outside, fruit outside. So ovary develops as fruit. Got it, everyone? Any doubt? Anyone?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, nice. Okay, so ovule develops as a seed, okay, and ovary develops as fruit. Now, what about the other parts of the flower? What about this sepal? What about the petals? Okay, all these parts, sepals, petals, okay, and the other stamen style, they all shrivel and fall off. Okay, clear? Means they all will dry up and they will fall off. Now, can you tell me, can you name a plant? So, can you name a fruit in which sepal persist, means sepal do not fall off?
Tomato.
Yes?
Tomato.
Tomatoes.
I can't hear you properly, dear.
Sir, tomato.
Tomato? No. That
Brinjal.
red part, brinjal, no. That the purple part
Persimmon.
that you say.
Persimmon.
Persimmon, what is this fruit?
Yeah.
I am not aware of that fruit, but what I know is pomegranate. Okay. Do you see that red outer covering in pomegranate? That is actually not fruit wall. Okay. What is that red large part, red covering? That is sepal. That is sepal in pomegranate. Okay. And where is the fruit then? Where is the ovary part then? You see inside there are small seed-like structures, and then they are surrounded by some red color pulpy structure, right? Okay. So all the individuals are fruits over there. And over those fruits, do you see that white color skin? That is the fruit skin, peel of every fruit. Just like every fruit has a peel, like apple has a red peel, right? Your brinjal has a purple peel. Okay, clear? Tomato has a red peel. That white peel is the basically the fruit wall. But the red part that you see is nothing but sepal. Got it, everyone? Any doubt? We are just going through this basic your CBSE part. We are not going in a lot of detail right now. Okay, so now finally what happened? The product of sexual reproduction came. Remember, what is the product of sexual reproduction in plants? It is seed. Seed is your product of sexual reproduction. Okay, clear? Just like in human being, what is the product of sexual reproduction? A young one, right? So here the young one basically is your seed. Okay, seed are the products of sexual reproduction. So the seed contains a future plant or embryo which develops into a seedling under appropriate conditions. When I am saying under appropriate condition, what do we mean by this thing? We are talking about optimum, right? Very good. Optimum temperature, optimum water availability, means what is the moisture or humidity. Okay, clear? Any doubt? Okay, now if you look at the structure of a seed, we can find an embryo, a cotyledon, a plumule, and radicle. Okay, what is embryo? Embryo is your future plant, we have already discussed. So embryo basically contains a part called plumule and radicle. Plumule forms the future shoot. What do we mean by shoot? What is a shoot?
Stem.
Stem. Very good. Okay, let's say if this is the ground, if this is the ground, okay, the part of the plant that grows above the surface is called the shoot. Okay, the part that grows above the ground is called shoot. Understood? Clear? While the part that grows below the ground, okay, that part is known as root. Okay, so plumule forms the future shoot. Okay, plumule will form, is going to form the future shoot, while radicle form the future root. Okay, R for root, R for radicle. Okay, clear? So plumule is going, sorry, radicle is going to form the future root of the plant. Is that clear to all?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Then in seed, what we have this structure. What is this structure? What is cotyledon? Cotyledon is nothing but the reserved food for the seed. Why they need a reserved food? See, in the very beginning, when the conditions are favorable, when seed is trying to germinate, they need some energy, they need some food. Okay, without energy they cannot germinate. Okay, so who is going to provide that energy, who is going to provide that food? Cotyledon will. Why cotyledon is required? Because in the initial phase seed cannot do photosynthesis. Okay, photosynthesis will only start when the first like leaves is going to form, then only photosynthesis will start. Otherwise they are completely dependent on the cotyledon for their energy requirement. Okay, that is why every seed has a large cotyledon to provide enough amount of energy to them. Is that clear to all? Yes, everyone, please say yes or no so that we
Yes,
can
sir.
proceed. Okay,
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Okay, now let's come to sexual reproduction in human beings. Okay, I hope you all know this baby, right? Who is that baby? This one?
Boss be.
House baby.
Boss baby, right? Very good. Have you seen that movie?
Yes, sir.
How
Yes,
was it?
sir.
It was good, sir.
Nice.
Good, nice. Okay, fine. I also watch these animated movies. Okay, now some very important things about human beings. Always remember that humans show sexual dimorphism. What do we mean by sexual dimorphism? Anyone? Yes, guys, any one of you would like to answer? What do we mean by sexual dimorphism?
Sir, is it
Face.
differences?
Yes, what?
Differences.
Differences where? See, there is a term called morphology. Okay. Which term? Morphology. Morphology means external appearance or basically the external structure, right? Okay. So if we look at male and female, we can clearly tell whether someone is a male or a female, right? How we can say that? Because we can actually see there are certain differences between a male body and a female body, and this is what we call sexual dimorphism. Okay, so human beings have a well developed male and female reproductive system. Okay, other than that they have certain visible differences between the two, right? Yes, even if there is a cartoon, like let's say this cartoon, what is this, male or a female?
Female.
Yes, it is a
Female.
female. But if in the same female, what I do, if I grow some mustache, okay, clear. Let's say if this is a wig only, okay, clear. If I put some mustache and beard, then this is a property that is related to
Male.
male, right? Okay, so there are certain differences between male and female, and by looking at them we can tell whether someone is male or a female, right? And this is what sexual dimorphism is, and sexual dimorphism is found in many animals. Okay, now both male and female, they have a separate system, separate reproductive system, but for many years these systems are actually non-functional. Okay, when you are born up to many years like 12, 13, 14 years of your age, these reproductive organs are not at all functional, means you cannot reproduce, you are not sexually mature. So when does sexual maturity comes? Sexual maturity comes when you attain puberty. Okay, what do we mean by puberty? How many of you know about puberty? What does it mean? Who will answer?
There are changes in the body as the body transforms from it
Right.
transforms
Okay.
into maturity.
Okay, so you find some changes in the body, right? When you attain puberty. Puberty is under the direct influence of hormones. Okay, puberty is under the direct influence of hormones. So when the male and female hormones are released in the body, it leads to sexual maturation. Okay, and then the body will be able to form gametes. Okay, clear? So we'll talk a little more about these things. So now we are going to discuss male reproductive system. What are the things we are going to find in male reproductive system? Okay, so a male reproductive system has a pair of testes. Okay, clear? A pair of epididymis, a pair of vasa deferens, seminal vesicle, and a prostate gland. These are the parts of male reproductive system. Okay, so here you can see what we have, what males have. They have testicle or testes. Okay, and the same structure you will find on the other side also. Means both on left and right side, these structures are found. Now to this structure, what you can find, a structure is attached that is called epididymis. Okay, so the same structure is found on the other side as well. So we have a pair of epididymis. Then to this epididymis, a tube-like structure is attached that is going to the urethra of the male body. Okay, that is called vasa deferens. Okay, then there are some glands that are that play a very important role: seminal vesicle and prostate gland. Prostate gland. Okay, clear? Any doubt, anyone? Yes, anyone? Any doubt? Please ask.
No, sir.
Okay, now these testes, they are located on outside of the abdomen, outside of the abdominal cavity in males, and they are present within a leathered pouch. Leathered pouch means they are present within the fold of skin which is called scrotum. Okay, clear? And this is what we asked in our recoil test as well, that why they are located outside, right? Okay, so testes are located inside scrotum, outside the abdominal cavity. The reason being is the process of sperm production, it requires a relatively low temperature, nearly 1 to 2 degrees lesser than the normal body temperature. Okay, clear? And in order to attain this temperature, this structure has been located outside the abdominal cavity. Otherwise, inside the body, the temperature will be maintained at 37 degrees Celsius, where sperm production will not take place. Okay, sperm production will not take place. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, guys. Now, what are the functions of testes? There are two major functions. First is they release male sex hormones, which are known as testosterone. Okay. Now, this testosterone do other things. One is all your secondary sexual characters, they develop under the influence of testosterone. Secondary sexual characters means growth of facial hairs, growth of body hairs, enlargement of your shoulder parts, increase in height, increase in body weight, cracking of voice. All these changes at the time of puberty, when you are in your adolescence and you are developing into an adult, all these changes comes because of the effect of testosterone. So a higher testosterone level can be found at this phase. Okay, clear? So testosterone, it brings about the changes, the secondary sexual characters, and then the other role is the production of sperm. The male gametes are produced under the influence of testosterone. Okay, anyone, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, nice. Okay, then if you come back to this part, what I've told you, that there are certain glands, seminal vesicle and your prostate gland, right? Okay, these glands also secrete certain secretions, like basically those are nutrients, proteins, certain ions and all they secrete. Okay, so those secretions along with sperm, they form semen. Okay, clear? So secretion of your seminal vesicle and prostate gland. Okay, secretion of seminal vesicle and prostate gland along with your sperm, means plus sperm. Together, that mixture is known as semen. Okay, clear? And this semen is ejaculated or released into female body during copulation, the act of mating, where gametes will be delivered into the female body. Okay, now let's come to female reproductive system. Okay, there are certain basic structures where, just like male body, here also what you are going to find, you are going to find certain structures which are going to produce the gamete. Here in female system, these are ovaries. So here you can find these structures right over here. These are the female ovaries, one on each side of the body. Okay, now this entire system, female reproductive system, is found within the abdominal cavity, within the abdomen, in the pelvic region. Okay, why they are inside and why male system was outside? Because they do not need any Lesser
Specific
temperature.
temperature.
Right, very good. Okay, then they have a pair of oviduct. This duct is also known as fallopian tube. It is also known as fallopian tube. Okay, then a large bag-like or sac-like structure which is called uterus, and then vagina. These are the parts of female reproductive system. Now, ovaries. A pair of ovaries is located in both sides of abdomen in pelvic region. No requirement of any lesser temperature, so that is why they are in within the abdomen. Now, functions of ovaries. Again, just like testes, ovaries also release certain hormones which are known as estrogen and progesterone. These hormones, they stimulate the secretion of secondary sexual characters in female, as well as formation of egg cells or female gametes. So female germ cells or eggs are made in the ovaries. Any doubt, anyone? Please let me know if anyone has any doubt.
No, sir.
No,
A
sir.
thumbs up if we can proceed. Yes, guys, shall we? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Thank you so much, guys. Okay, now this is a cross section of an ovary. Okay, now within this ovary, what you can see, there are certain small structures, right? Okay, what are these structures? These are basically immature eggs. What are these? Immature eggs, and they are also known as follicles. They are known as follicles. Okay, you know what are these follicles? These follicles are actually going to form the egg in future. Okay, here you see ovum or the female egg has been released out. Okay, clear? So from where this ovum or egg has formed? From this follicle. These follicles, they develop sequentially, and finally they form the egg or ova. Okay, and then this ova or egg is released out of the ovary. That process is known as ovulation. What is ovulation? Ovulation is release of ova from ovary. Understood? Clear? Now the point here is, in female body, no egg formation, no means germ cell formation takes place after birth. Okay, whatever follicles are present at the time of birth, they remain within the ovary. Okay, no new cells are formed. See, understand this line. When a girl is born, the ovary already contains thousands of immature eggs. Okay, no more eggs are added after that. Okay, clear? So during their lifetime, means when they are born, okay, when females are born, then they attain puberty. Okay, clear? So what is happening in this time period? The egg will remain at immature form. Immature egg is present. For that 12 to 13 years, they will remain at this phase. Okay. Once female attain puberty, maturation will start. So every month, one follicle is going to get mature. Basically 10 to 12 matures, but only one is able to form an egg. Okay. So for several years, let's say it started at 11 to 12 years. Okay. Okay. Then the female is going to be a little elderly. Okay. Clear? So by the age of 45 to 50 years, there will be a condition of menopause. What is menopause?
And
Menopause
the
is
ovary, I think, stops releasing eggs.
right. Very good. Okay. Now, why this ovary stop releasing eggs? Because the eggs are now over. The follicles are now over. There are no more follicles. Okay. So menopause is stopping of egg production or egg formation. Understood, guys? Any doubt? Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay, clear. So one egg is produced every month by one of the ovaries. So there are two ovaries, right and left. So alternatively they work. Okay, 1 month right, next month left, then right, left, right, left. Understood? Okay, any doubt?
No, sir.
Fine. Thank you so much. Now let's move ahead. Understand, we understood the structure of both male and female, right? Okay. I'm really sorry. Some of you have texted me, but I was unable to saw those messages. Okay, I'm really sorry, guys. Any specific number of follicles? Yes. Okay. There are nearly in each ovary, there are nearly 50 to 60,000 of follicles when you are born. Okay. But most of those follicles are wasted because, as I told you, every time 10 to 12 of the follicles will try to become an egg. Okay. But out of those 10 to 12, only one is going to succeed. Others will be wasted. Is that clear?
Okay.
Okay, now the egg is carried from the ovary to the worm through a fallopian tube. This is the ovary. In this ovary, what happened? That egg formation took place. Now this egg will be delivered to the fallopian tube. Okay, now in this fallopian tube, it will start its journey towards uterus. Okay, on the other side also you can find. Understood, guys? Now just imagine if fertilization has to take place. Okay, fertilization means fusion of male and female gamete has to take place. It will only be done in which part? In the fallopian tube. Here, look at this particular part. Fertilization is taking place where? In which part of the female reproductive tract? It is taking place in the fallopian tube. Okay, and let me tell you one thing, that it cannot take place in any other part of the female reproductive system. Let's say if the embryo, sorry, if the egg has traveled from this part to uterus, okay, clear, it has traveled to uterus, then also there won't be any fertilization. Okay, clear. And if the egg is still here, then also there won't be any fertilization. That is why for a successful pregnancy, it is very, very important that means male gamete and female gamete, they should reach the fallopian tube at the same time. Otherwise, fertilization won't take place and pregnancy won't occur. And this is the reason not every sexual intercourse lead to pregnancy. Okay, now remember the points, that two fallopian tubes, they unite into the uterus, this bag-like structure. Okay, and uterus open into the vagina through cervix. This part is known as vagina. So uterus is opening into vagina through cervix. Now this narrow part is known as cervix. This part, okay, this part is known as cervix. Is that clear to all? Anyone, any doubt? Okay, now see, fertilization, very important, very short kind or any kind of like MCQ kind of questions can be created. Where fertilization takes place in female body, it takes place in the fallopian tube or oviduct. Okay, after fertilization, zygote will form. Okay, now see, here fertilization took place. After fertilization, zygote will form. Now this zygote will start dividing. Okay, so after dividing, it will form a 2-cell structure, then 4-cell, 8-cell, 16, and so on. Okay, clear? Then there will be a structure which is called blastocyst. Now this blastocyst, what they are going to do, they are going to implant on the wall of uterus. Implantation, what do we mean by implantation? Implantation basically means, implanted means they have attached themselves to the wall of uterus. They have attached to wall of uterus. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, uterus, they prepare themselves every month for this particular process. For this particular event, they prepare themselves every single month until unless pregnancy doesn't happen. So uterus is richly supplied with blood to nourish the growing embryo. Okay, when this blastocysts implant themselves on the uterus, then what happens? Uterus starts providing nourishment to them, and this blastocyst will actually develop into the embryo then. Understood? Clear, guys? Any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? Please let me know. Raise your hand if everything is fine. Yes, shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, the question here is, as I said, See, puberty starts at, yes, Samiullah, is it okay?
Sir, you said raise your hand if everything is
Yeah,
okay.
okay. Sorry. Yes, what I was saying, that puberty starts in female. The puberty is attained at the age of 12 years on an average. Okay, they will get married, let's say on when they are 18 years of age, or 20, 21, 24. During that period, when there is no chances of pregnancy, okay, as they are not married, okay, is egg production, what is going to happen with that? It will keep on happening, right? Okay, egg production, it will start from the moment they will attain puberty, and that egg is not going to be fertilized. So what is going to happen with that egg? Okay, so in those events, if the zygote is not formed, this wall of uterus, you can see it breaks down. Okay, and a lot of bleeding happens. Okay, clear? And this is what we call menstruation in female. Okay, or in simple terms we call it as periods. Okay, so this is a cyclic event. See, wall of uterus prepare itself for fertilization, implantation, but if it doesn't occur, then it leads to bleeding. Okay, clear? So this happens in the every first 3 to 7 days of menstrual cycle in female. Okay, clear? So menstruation, it occurs at a regular interval of 28 days. Okay, understood? Now why this happens? As I have told you that uterus prepares itself for fertilization, for implantation. But if implantation doesn't take place, then that uterus wall will shed off. Okay, and that shedding off will cause a lot of bleeding. Okay, yes, Tahania, you have a question that which part of female reproductive system does the sperm enter first? Okay, see, when the male and female they copulate, males are going to release the sperms in the vagina. This is the region where sperms are released. Okay, sperms are released in the vagina. Okay, then from vagina through cervix they go to uterus. Okay, and then through uterus they will go to fallopian tube. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Okay, so this part is also clear what is going to happen if the fertilization is not taking place. Okay, then placenta. Okay, a very important and a special structure. Let's say this is the wall of uterus. Okay, now here your embryo development has started. Okay, this is the embryo that has implanted. Okay, clear? And this is the wall of uterus. Okay, now slowly and slowly this embryo will start growing. Okay, will start growing, and slowly it will start taking the shape of a fetus. Okay, and then that fetus will start taking more and more like a human structure. Okay, clear? This structure, all of this demands a lot of energy. It demands nourishment. At the same time, it demands removal of waste. For that purpose, in the wall of uterus, a structure called placenta is developed after implantation. Okay, clear? So what this placenta actually does, it provides nourishment to the developing embryo, as well as it removes the waste from the embryo as well. Okay, and between the embryo and the placenta, you can find a tube-like structure. What is that structure called? Anyone? This structure?
Umbilical cord.
Right, very good, Ahmad. This is called umbilical cord. Nice. Okay, so the embryo gets its nutrition from the mother's blood with the help of a special tissue called placenta. It provides large surface area for glucose and oxygen to pass from mother to the embryo. Similarly, the waste from developing embryo are removed to mother's blood through placenta. Okay, clear? So this is the role of placenta over here. Anyone, any doubt? Yes, please
No
give me a
doubt, sir.
thumbs up so I can move. Thank you so much. Okay. Now, implantation took place. Okay. After implantation, what will happen? The embryo development will take place, and the embryo will finally take the shape or form of a human baby. Okay. Now, how much time does this whole event takes place? It nearly takes 36 weeks for the human baby to completely develop, and this time period is known as gestation period in mammals. Okay, clear? And this period varies with different animals. Okay, in terms of human beings, this is nearly on an average, this is 36 months, sorry, 36 weeks or 9 months. Okay, but it can be a little more or less than this as well. Okay,
Sir, my
which,
question in chat.
okay, just give me a minute here. If the baby is born, the umbilical cord is cut, in the plaster taken out too, or it get decomposed. During delivery, placenta automatically comes out along with the baby. Okay, dear?
Yes, sir.
Placenta comes out during the delivery itself. Okay, fine. So this is called gestation period. What I was asking, that which animal has the longest gestation period? Which
Sir,
mammal
whale.
has the longest
Elephants.
gestation?
Whale, right?
Whales, no, elephants, right? Okay, yes, elephants have the largest gestation period of nearly how many?
2 years.
Like 2 years, right? Very good, well done. Okay, nice. Okay, then parturition. What is parturition? Parturition is, in simple terms, we can call it as delivery of the baby. Okay, but technical term we use over here is parturition. Now, when the baby is fully developed, okay, it starts putting pressure on the wall of uterus. Now, wall of uterus, in response, they show a very like large contraction. Okay, the muscles of uterus, they show large amount of contraction. So the rhythmic contraction in the muscles of uterus, it causes parturition or delivery of the fetus. Is that clear? Any
Yes,
doubt,
sir.
anyone? Okay. Now, Dheeraj, you have asked, Dheeraj has asked that why DNA copying is an important part of reproduction. See, why DNA copying is important, Dheeraj? Let's say we have a cell, okay, and we are saying that from this cell, 2 more cells will be formed. Okay, 2 more cells will be formed. Okay, this is what we are saying. Every cell has their information stored in the DNA. Okay, let's say this DNA, sorry, this cell has some amount of DNA as 2C. Okay, when the cell is going to divide, if the cell is forming two cells, so what it has to do, it has to separate the genetic information into half, right, Dheeraj? So in next cell, the information will become half. Then if those cells, they are going to divide further, that will become more than that, means lesser than that actually, right? Okay, so half to half. Understood? 1/4. So every time genetic information will decrease. Okay, and this cannot be accepted because the complete entire formation of a cell depends upon the genetic information. Okay, so before division, before the cell actually divides, what they do, they make a copy of DNA. Okay, so 2 copies of DNA are made, and then to every cell 1 copy of DNA is delivered. Okay, otherwise how genetic information will pass to every cell? Got it? Any doubt?
No.
One more dot.
Okay, fine. Now, one more question is there, that if one egg is released in the fallopian tube, then how are twins formed? Okay, good question. Remember, dear, there are 2 conditions. Okay, there are some conditions in which more than 1 egg is formed. Okay, that is an abnormal condition. But in some individuals, in some females, it happens that more than 1 egg is formed. Clear? In those cases, there will be twins, but those twins will not be identical. And the other cases, there is 1 egg only and 1 zygote only, but that zygote later divides. Okay, let's say this is 1 egg It is being fertilized by one sperm. A zygote is formed, but due to certain conditions, the zygote divided into two different cells. Now, those two different cells will develop as two different babies. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these two babies, but will be identical. They will be which type of twins? Identical twins. Why they will be identical twins? Because their development started from one zygote, right? Any doubt? Yes, anyone, any doubt? Please tell me, guys.
No,
Sir,
sir.
I sent in chat.
Sure. Chat, just give me a minute. How is fission different from fragmentation? Okay, see, first of all, what I've told you, Dheeraj, that fission takes place in a single cell. Okay, fission takes place in a single celled organism. Understood? So this single cell structure will form two new cells. Okay, those two cells are new individual. But fragmentation takes place in multicellular organisms where they are made up of more than one cell. Okay, clear? Then those cells, they will separate from each other. They will form fragments. Okay, and then each fragment will start developing as a new individual. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Anyone else? Any doubt?
Sir, my doubt is there.
Yeah, okay. We mentioned that sexual reproduction refers to the involvement of two parents. So is pollination considered as sexual or asexual? See, pollination is gamete transfer. Okay. But when you see technically, when you see that in self-pollination, what happened was there was just one plant, right? So there are not just one plant case, there are many cases in which only one parent is involved. Let's say, for example, there is a term that we use. I forgot the term. Okay, but generally there are certain organisms, okay, which have both male and female sex organ. They have both male and female sex organ. So a single individual can also reproduce. Yes, I forgot the name. Hermaphrodite. Okay. Hermaphrodites are organisms who have both male and female sex organ. So many of the hermaphrodite can do sexual reproduction individually, all alone. Okay. They don't need two parents. But on a broader perspective, sexual reproduction has two parents. Okay. Clear?
Sir, that wasn't my doubt.
No,
Check.
that is not your doubt. That was Tahanya's doubt. Okay. Your doubt, Ahmed. Okay. Does DNA copying require a lot of energy and from where is the source? Right. Very good question. DNA copying, yes, it do require a lot of energy, but the source of energy is like you will say, a very beautiful process. See, DNA is made up of
Genes and
nucleotides.
proteins.
Okay, DNA is basically chemically, if we talk about, so they are made up of nucleotide. Okay, clear?
Yes,
And
sir.
these nucleotides, they themselves carry some energy. Okay, whenever each nucleotide comes and joins, okay, they release some amount of energy, and that energy is used. Okay, it is a quite typical process. Okay, but for this process of DNA copying, the raw material itself provide energy. So nucleotide here, it acts as two elements. It acts as a substrate also, means it will participate in the DNA copying also, as well as it is the energy source as well. Okay. Yes, I had some other doubts. Just give me 1 minute, guys. Okay. Would you please repeat when one parent is involved, sexual reproduction of plants? Yeah, sure. Okay. Can you see the screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So here what I am saying is we have a plant. Okay. So this plant in itself is an individual, one single plant. Okay. Clear. So one parent is only there. Now this plant will have certain flowers. Okay. Everyone. Now let's say if the pollination is happening between the same flower, okay, means within the same flower or between two flowers of the same plant, okay. So how many individuals we need here in this case? How many individuals, how many parent plant is required?
One.
How many plant is there? One only, right? Yes or no? Yes, okay, clear. So sexual reproduction in certain cases is possible in one parent also. But this is not that defines sexual reproduction. The actual definition or actual meaning of sexual reproduction is involvement of gametes. Okay. This is a feature that we can never neglect. Okay. Without gamete, there cannot be any sexual reproduction, and without fusion of gamete, basically. If there is a gamete, but it never fused with the male gamete, and it directly develop into a seed or anything like that, that is not sexual reproduction. Understood? There are many cases in plants where a seed directly forms without fertilization, but that is not sexual reproduction. Okay.
Then,
Understood?
sir,
Yes, what?
if that seed is formed, then what it is?
That is called amphimixis. That is asexual reproduction. Okay. Amphimixis is known as. Then, yes, one question, Rahman. Will only one placenta form if there are twins, or there will be no? For every one individual, there will be a placenta. Okay. Understood? Can
Yes.
humans be hermaphrodite? There was one case some years back, I guess in 17th or 18th century, there was a human who was hermaphrodite. Okay, you can go through Google and you can find that more details about it. Okay, any doubt? But human hermaphrodites cannot reproduce. Okay, their reproductive organs are non-functional. Yes, anyone, any doubt?
No, sir.
No, sir, no doubt.
Okay, I guess we extended a lot, right? Okay, anyways, but your chapter is finished. If anyone has any doubt, do ask me, guys. Do not be afraid or hesitate to ask your doubts. Okay, clear you whatever doubts you have right now. Yes, tell me, any doubt, anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Dheeraj.
Sir, is there another class after this?
No, not today. Okay. Now I want all of you that please go to your Play Kahoot page. Okay. So that we can have a very small session. Okay. Not a very big session. We will do a very small session. So please, I hope you all know where to go, right? Yes, everyone.
Yes, sir, we just did.
Right. Okay. Nice. So please.
Sir, are you doing Kahoot or can we leave?
Yes, yes, yes. No, no, I am doing it.
Okay, sir.
Check it. I Somebody asked, is it possible to have 3 chromosomes? Okay, see, chromosome number is something that is specific to every species. Okay, clear? Generally, what happens in case of human beings, you will only find diploid set of chromosomes, means 46 chromosome in the body and 23 chromosomes in the gamete. Okay, but in plants, there are many cases where you will find haploid or triploid cells as well. Okay, means they have either one set of chromosome or 3 set of chromosomes also. Okay, okay, now I request all of you please join Kahoot. Yes, everyone, I hope you can see the screen. Okay, Madiha joined. Rizzi Pro, who is that Rizzi Pro?
That's me. Contradiction to Viru Noob.
Addiction to?
Viru Noob.
Okay. Dhiru Noob. Rizzi Pro, Dhiru Noob, there are 2 accounts. Aha, Ye, Aisha, Manal, Ahmad, Vedika, Aisha. There are 2 Aishas. Nice, very good. Nafwa, Madiha. Okay, only 12 of you are here. What about others? Please join, everyone. Yes, guys, please join. Sami, Farwa. How you say your name? Farwa. Please tell me.
Farwa.
Farwa. Okay, because I don't actually like to say names incorrectly. That's why I asked. And then this is Tahania, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. Shahid. Okay, so 16 of you are here. If anyone is joining, please join fast, guys. I cannot find Samiullah. I cannot find
Sami. I kept it as Sami.
Sami. Yeah, okay, got it. Azim Madiha is there. Vedika is there. Shafna Hamza. Shafna, I cannot find. Shafna. Zehra Farooq. Zehra, I cannot find. Zehra, are you joining? Okay, so shall we start, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let's start. Okay, it will be a very short session. I won't extend it. There are very less questions. Okay, then please answer. You will get 20 or 30 seconds in each question. Please answer. If there is no formation of the egg during development of ovule, then after fertilization, what will not develop?
Sir, I can't see the question.
You can't see the question. What happened?
So we can.
What happened here? If there is no formation of egg during development of ovule, then after fertilization, dash will not form. What will not form? Embryo, endosperm, seed or fruit. Embryo, endosperm, seed or fruit. I got 16 answers. 13 of you are correct. 2, 3 incorrect. Okay. Abdul Walid was the fastest one. Madiha, Ahmad, Elben, Tahania. Very good. Well done. Keep up your pace, everyone, so that you can top the leaderboard. The main cause of variations among organisms during sexual reproduction is 11 answers I've got. Take your time, think. Okay. Now hurry up, time is going. 5, 4, 3, 2, gone. One answer at the very last moment. Yes, very well done. Okay. All the variation that actually takes place within the DNA is because of any error or because of mutations or any environmental factors or any kind of like physical factors. Okay. Nice. Very good. Well done. Oh my God. The one who was on top, I guess you made the mistake, dear. Okay. So now Madiha is on top, Ahmad second, Albin third, Tahania fourth, Aisha fifth. Nice. Keep doing well, guys. Reproduction is essential for population of a species. 2. For what? This is easy one, right? 3 of you
So messed
still
up.
left. I can't do anything in that, Ahmad. Nobody can't do anything. Okay, fine.
Sir, I got correct. I don't know why.
That's what, see, benefits and disadvantages at the same time of technology you have. You can enjoy the session, but we can't do anything in that, okay? Keep answering, but which of the following is not a vegetative propagule? Vegetative propagule, what I've told you, from where does vegetative propagation takes place? Four, three, two, one, go. Okay, 9 correct and the others incorrect. See, understand the question. A question is asking which is not a vegetative propagule, means which is not a part of vegetative part of the plant. So stem, root and leaf, these are vegetative part of the plant. Which is not? Seed is not, because seed is the result of sexual reproduction. Remember? Okay. Now, let's see who is leading. Very good. Madiha is still leading. Tahania on second, Aisha third, Vizi Pro fourth, Vedika fifth. Nice. Very good. New names on the leaderboard. Keep it up, guys. Keep doing well a little faster so that you can surpass the one who is on ahead you. Gestation period in humans. Easy, faster, guys. It should come within 1 second. This was easy. Still one is left. Okay. What I've told you guys, the last part, gestation period in human beings is of 36 weeks or 9 months, right? Okay. Nice. Let's see. Oh my God. Okay. Again, there is a change. Aisha on second, Rizi Pro third, Vedika fourth, Farwa fifth. Nice. Very good. Well done. Next question. In the list given below, those that reproduce by asexual method are, you have 4 options. First is banana, second is dog, third is yeast, and fourth is amoeba. Think and answer. Who among all they reproduce by asexual method? I have given you some time in this question. Okay, so be careful while answering. Okay, nice. Very good. 12 of you have made it right. See, banana, yeast, and amoeba. These 3 organisms, they can do asexual reproduction. Okay, dog cannot perform. So first, third, and fourth is the correct answer. Nice. Very good. Aisha is on fire. Okay. Madiha is still leading the table. Rizi Pro and Aisha, between 2 of you, there is a difference of only 4 points. So Rizi, you can surpass Aisha in the next question. Okay, try to do it more faster. Vedika, now new name on the board. Elvin again. Next question. In a flower, the parts that produce male and female gametes are, which part produces male gamete? Which part produces female gamete? Okay, nice. 9 of you are correct. See, Stamen and anther, that is same thing. Okay, they are talking about male and female differently. So male gamete is produced by anther, female gamete by ovary. If you look at option A, it has the same thing. Stamen and anther, they are male part only. Okay, clear? And if you look at the second option also, filament and stigma, they do not form gametes. Okay. Okay, nice. Oh, Aisha, I don't know which Aisha is this. Okay, you lost marks, some marks you lost. Okay, Vedika again on a second position now. Aisha, Elbin, Rizi. Okay, nice. Next question. Fertilization is the process of do it fast, guys. Time is going. Nice, very good. Okay, this was better than expected. Yes, fertilization is the fusion of male and female gamete. Okay, so when male and female gamete, actually the fusion of nucleus is going on. Okay, and that forms a zygote. Okay, well done. Very well, you guys are playing. Okay, I'm Ahmad, you are back in top 5. Very good.
Connected.
Yes, Rizwan,
I rejoined. I tried to rejoin them.
are you rejoining? Okay, so we'll wait for a while. Okay, so once you are
Yes,
in,
sir, yes, sir.
please
Now,
go to
now I'm
done. Okay, fine. Now see, as per this current situation, current table, if Madiha has to come second or third, she has to make a mistake. Okay, and Vedika, Aisha, Albin, you guys have to be more faster. Okay, only 2 questions are left. Next question. The copying of DNA occurs during okay, guys, fast. Nice. Okay, see, always remember the process of DNA copying, it only takes place during cell division. If the cell is not dividing, okay, DNA copying is never gonna happen. Okay, clear? And there is nothing as such cell formation. Always remember, cells are never formed. They are always from a existing cell. If you remember the cell theory, you might have learned in your grade 8th and 9th. Okay, what cell theory says? Cells always arise from pre-existing cells. So there is always the division that takes place. Okay, cell never is created. Cell is never formed. Understood? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, next question. Okay, Ahmad is on now 4th position. Albin, you made it wrong. Aisha, 3rd position. Vedika, 2nd. Madiha on leading the table right now. This is the last question, the deciding one. Okay, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, anything can happen. Okay, please do it correct as well as faster. Last question. During adolescence, several changes occur in the human body. Mark one change associated with sexual maturation in boys. Sexual maturation. Oof, only 6 of you made it right. See, sexual maturation means when you are sexually mature, when you can do the process of reproduction. Okay, so loss of teeth, increase in height, weight gain is actually not directly related to your sexual maturity. Okay, gonad maturation or your genital organs maturation is something that makes you sexually mature. Okay, so now let's see what is going to happen on the podium. Okay, nice, well done, Aisha. On third position, Vedika, second, and then we have Madiha on top. Very good, Madiha, well done. Can you see the screen? Anything happened? Does it stuck, guys? Hello. Yes. Okay. Okay. Well done, Madiha. Ahmad, you are fourth. Albin, you are fifth. Well done, all of you. All of you played really, really well. Okay. And some of you answered all the options correct. Okay, clear. So a round of applause for the ones who are on podium. Okay, Madiha, Vedika, and Aisha. Okay, well done, well played. And Ahmad, okay, well done, well played, you also, and all of
Thank you, sir.
Okay, who all of you joined here and gave your time to us. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Okay, we wish you good luck in all the phases of your life, upcoming examinations and all the other examinations of your life. Okay, so see you in next session. Okay, till then, bye bye, take care, good night.
Thank you, sir.
Sir,
Thank you,
Night.
sir. Thanks.
sir.
Yes, Dheeraj.
Sir, tomorrow please bring, okay?
That I'll bring.
Thank you, sir.
Remind me if possible, drop me a message in morning. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, bye bye.